Welcome to the Rendered Image. Hello, my name is Tyler Babb. Welcome to the Rendered Image, the movie news show every Thursday and Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hi, Shannon. How you doing?
Hi, Tyler. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Today was very busy. Welcome, everyone. Don't forget to drop a like, talk in the comments. Let us know if you've seen Eternals. We're going to be talking Eternals. We're going to be talking some Ghostbusters, talking about what's happening in the movie sphere for the rest of this month, what we're excited to see, and also maybe even in December, too. So we're going to take a look at some movies to come down the pipeline. So it's been very busy. We've officially crossed 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. We are at 201. I was not able to update the graphic because I've been so busy, but thank you guys so much for the subscriptions and the support and watching the show. It really means the world. Seriously, you guys are helping out just by liking the videos and watching the episodes. I appreciate it very much. So
we are well on our way.
Well on our way. With that being said, Shannon.
Tyler.
I saw Eternals.
You did?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
I did.
Tell us.
All right, yeah. So without further ado, let's waste no time. All right, so the Eternals came out and set the world on fire, but not in a way that we would think, right? Basically, you had people ripping on it hardcore, and some people loving it, some people hating it. To me, like, the most divisive Marvel film in a long time for me. Like, I don't think it's been so divided, so split.
Rotten Tomatoes has it as the critic rating is 48% now, Rotten.
Crazy.
And the audience score is now 81% fresh.
Crazy.
And that's out of over 2,500 certified audience ratings and 296 critic reviews.
So yeah, you said the audience score was 81, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that is deserving. That seems like the score that I would give this movie. I don't understand why critics don't like this movie or why they're hating on it so much. I really, there's people out there that are like, oh, it doesn't follow the Marvel formula. No, it doesn't follow the Marvel formula, and that's a good thing. And it seems to be like, to me, maybe that's what critics have been kind of bashing Marvel for in the last almost decade now, is like, oh, the Marvel formula. It's like, well, they took a chance on this one and they didn't play to their Marvel formula. So that's just not the response that they were probably expecting. So this movie is it's long.
That's the consensus in the reviews.
Man, it's long, but you know what? I'm glad it was long.
Okay.
It deserves to be long because obviously you have 10 characters there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bold thing because they introduce all of these. These are all new characters to us. So
there's a lot of people.
You need that time, right? You absolutely need that time. Let us know in the chat too. Hi, Alicia. I see you're in the chat. Let us know. Make sure the audio is good and has been hopefully fixed, because thanks to Shannon, he brought something to my attention. I had a noise gate on their audio, and I took that off. So hopefully that helps the audio. Let us know.
Here to serve.
And so they had a lot to introduce, but they did it so well. Like, I can't. This movie feels like, and I saw Dune the other day or the other week or whatever, and so this feels like a Dune. This and Dune are very similar. They're both long, they're both kind of slower, and they're dense, and they're character-driven stories.
Well, didn't Chloe Zhao say that she was inspired by Villeneuve's aesthetic?
Yes. In some interviews.
If you watch Blade Runner 2049 and you see Dune and those similarities, that's not, she wasn't like necessarily emulating, but I guess like like I said, like inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how someone might be inspired by the look of a Kubrick film, and then make it their own. So I'm not saying Villeneuve's Kubrick. I'm not saying that at all. So
right.
let's get that out there.
Oh yeah,
that's a discussion for another time.
So
that's a discussion for another time.
Alicia brings up a good point. Download the AMC app, and you guys right now you can get AMC A-List for 99 cents for like a whole month. It's incredible. Ooh. I don't know how long they're doing that, if they're doing that for the rest of the year or what, but right now you download that AMC app, you can become an A-List member, and that allows you to see 3 movies a week. So I paid 99 cents. I became an A-List member, and now I can see up to 3 movies a week. I was going to go see, which is dangerous for me, because I will be seeing movies all the time now. And I only live 10 minutes from a movie theater, so this is going to be dangerous.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But anyways, got that. It's a great deal. I suggest anybody definitely do that. And they're probably banking on the fact that people aren't going to cancel, and I'm not going to cancel because I love it. It was something that I wanted to sign up for, but I just never did because I was like, But the fact, and they have this great presentation, like the app, like it shows you the different slots, and it's like movies you can, or what is it? It says like movies you can see this week or slots available, and it's got the 3, and like I saw Eternals and it filled that slot, and I was like, ooh, there's 2 more. I got to, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the instant gratification thing, or like how social media works. Cause I see the 2 empty slots. I'm like, yeah, I got to fill those before the end of the week. And they want you to buy popcorn and pot candy and all that stuff, which I don't eat popcorn. Movie theater.
Well, concessions is how they make a profit, though.
Exactly. I'm not saying I won't do it every time, but movie theater popcorn makes me sick. I can't do it. Mm-hmm. It's made me sick for like the last decade. I don't know why. It used to not. Maybe it's just because I'm an adult now. And when I was a kid, it didn't bother me, and now I can't. For the last decade, I haven't been able to eat movie theater popcorn. But
I'm more of a Raisinets kind of guy.
Oh,
give me my box of Raisinets and a drink, and I'm good.
So, back to Eternals.
Back to Eternals.
This movie is, I love this movie. It's
okay.
It's got action. There are some issues. Is it long? Yes, it's long. But the characters, the performances are incredible. And we actually get to spend time with these characters, and they do these things, like they do flashbacks, but they do them. And at first I was like I didn't enjoy it. I was like, wow, man, really? Like this is the way we're going to explore these characters? We're just going to be doing flashbacks, but
is it just like a constant back and forth throughout the film?
It is. But it doesn't bother me. I thought it was going to bother me, but it didn't. And that's just me personally. It may bother some other people, but no. I would say Gemma Chan obviously is kind of our central protagonist that we follow through the movie, right? Richard Madden is also who plays Icarus. He's a standout performance for sure. Let's see. Kingo is obviously a great performance. Angelina Jolie has a important role, but maybe not as big as you would think because she is such a big name star, but she's kind of pushed to the background a little bit. We didn't have a lot of time to.
That's interesting because she's looking at this cast. She's arguably the biggest name out of all of them.
Yeah.
Probably right underneath her would be Salma Hayek. and under her would be Kit Harington.
Yeah.
And then under Kit would be Kumail Nanjiani. So.
Yep. But Kumail, I can't say his name. Kumail,
I think.
Kumail is funny, man. They lean into his comedic. I mean, he is his scene. He's a scene stealer, dude. Every scene he's in, like, it's worth it. I kid you not, it's worth it just to see him on screen, like in his scenes. Like, I would pay $15 to just see him in the movie. It's worth it. Definitely. I mean, yeah, go get the AMC subscription for this month and go see this movie. It's definitely worth, because there's a lot of people that will just look at the Rotten Tomatoes score and they'll just be like, well, I'm not going to see it. Well, no. Go see this movie, because it's not just one of those like, oh, it's got a rotten rating, I'm not going to see it. Nope, you need to make up your mind on this one. You got to go.
So let me ask you this: so you're saying that it breaks the Marvel mold?
Yes.
And it's not your typical Marvel movie, but using the 20 some odd movies that are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mm-hmm. And including the TV shows that we have, that we've seen so far and are about to get, how does it fit in there? Like, how does the tone and how does the story fit in all that? Can it mesh with that overall story, or is this a standalone piece? Because maybe that's another reason why some of the critics. And I'm not defending the critics, right? I mean, I don't trust critics, but maybe that's one of the reasons why the critics are so jarred from it, is like, well, you just spent $200 million on an MCU movie and all these people, but does it make any sense?
Yeah.
So I'm doing like quasi devil's advocate here. I mean, how does this fit into the larger narrative? Without spoilers.
Right. So. Yeah. No spoilers. It fits in perfectly. It's obviously, right, we're dealing with Celestials, and like we're exploring a little bit more of that side of things, right? We're getting a little bit more backstory.
Okay.
But it raises questions about the MCU. And about certain things that have happened in the MCU. They explain why, obviously the big question is like, well, why are these people not around, like during Thanos and during all this other stuff? I thought they explained that in the trailers. The marketing for this movie has been abysmal. They did not know how to cut a trailer for this movie, which is unfortunate because there are really great moments in this film. I think that they tried to cut it as an action film. And it's like the trailers, and it's like, nah, that's not what this. There are tons and tons of action moments. I mean, you're definitely not. You're not starved for action sequences by any means. But it's more of a drama, and they tried to, what I'm saying, they tried to apply the Marvel trailer formula to this movie, and that just doesn't work. But yeah.
Well, see, then my question is real quick. I'm sorry, but my question is at that point is that if everyone all the way up to Kevin Feige had the intention that this was a film that is not going to be your typical MCU movie, right? And this is all the way to the top, then why market it as something that it's not?
Right.
That's my question. And that to me, that's yellow alert. That's like, why are you marketing this something if it marketing something as an action, like a full out action movie, when it's not an action movie? And you look at all the other MCU movies, they marketed them as they were, you see, like,
yeah.
I think the last movie that people were wishy-washy about, I think, was Ant-Man. I think people didn't know if that was going to work or not. And it did. But I mean, if I remember the trailers, I mean, it was advertised as as like this caper film. You know, like you got this former thief who's trying to reform himself, but he can't get away. He finds Hank Pym's suit, and then it's basically a heist movie with a suit that can shrink you to the infinitesimal, you know, or, you know, Black Panther was this, see, Black Panther, like they tried to, you know, they did it as this superhero / action film.
Yeah.
And, you know, which it is, but when you actually look at the film, it's more than that, right? It's about family. It's about the truths and the perspectives of truth. And when, you know, and that you know, when you find out something about a loved one who's passed on that no one knew about, or something that was questionable, and now they're gone, like, how do you deal with that? You know, I mean, that's some pretty deep stuff, you know. So, you know, I'm so interested in Eternals. It's just I'm concerned about why would they, you know, and even the trailers, like I could see the action part of it, but they didn't show much.
No.
It was like the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there's so much more. And like this is, if we're, you know, this is Cersei's film. This is Gemma Chan's film. She is our protagonist, our main character. We see it through her eyes, and it's a drama, and it's a family. You know, it's about this. They are a family. You know, I got very, you know, seeing this, I was like, okay, I wondered if this was their test for Fantastic Four. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, this is what a family unit of how we would do a family drama with a big family unit. And I was like, okay, I'm like, definitely if this is the route they're going to take the X-Men, definitely if this is the route they're going to take Fantastic Four moving forward, I'm down. Because they gave these, I mean, it's hard to do, but she does it as well as anybody possibly could. I mean, each one of these characters, that's why the movie's so long, but each one of these characters is fleshed out. Well, maybe minus a couple, but a good, like, a good mature. there might be like two characters that I'm like, didn't really get a lot of development. But other than that, no, it was so well done, and I'm excited. You bring up Black Panther. I almost kind of wish that Chloe would have directed Black Panther. I love Ryan Coogler's Black Panther. I think it's great, but it would have been nice to get some of this drama and the character studies that are in this. If that could be translated to Black Panther, I think that'd be great. But that's never going to happen. Yeah.
That's like getting Ryan Coogler to direct Mulan 2. That's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
In today, present day, current year, as some people like to call it, that just won't happen, unfortunately. You know, I mean, a Chloe Zhao Black Panther movie might be interesting. A Ryan Coogler directed Mulan 2 might be pretty cool to watch, but unfortunately in today's society, you just don't do that. And I'll leave it at that.
I know, I feel you. I totally understand.
But I feel like with the cast, the size of the cast, and you're talking about that, all of them are given attention with like the exception of a couple.
Yeah.
It lends to that argument, like maybe this would have worked better as a series.
Good call. Good call. And you're totally right. You're totally right.
You know, you can have an episode or two just dedicated to these people.
Yeah.
You know,
this would have been I don't know if she's ever directed. I don't know if she has, if she's directed any TV or anything like that, but I don't know. This would have been interesting it would have totally worked as a series, and it would have been amazing. I just don't know if it would have been able to. It's hard to say, because if you're gonna make it a series, and if you're gonna put it against Falcon Winter Soldier, if you're gonna put it against WandaVision, I feel like it gets lost, and people won't go to the streaming service to watch the Eternals show. I don't know. It does seem to be like the story was great, and they set it up for a sequel, but it's almost maybe like it could be a one and done thing. I don't see how. I mean, I definitely see how these characters could play in the future, but I just don't necessarily. I could understand from an executive point if you're just like, well, do these characters really belong on Disney Plus? I don't know. Story wise, for sure, and they're rich enough, and there's enough explored in. And you could have divided the movie we saw. You could have made it a television, like a season of a television show for sure.
Maybe it could be spun off into a TV show.
Could be
like the continuations could be in Disney Plus format.
I definitely, yeah. You could take a couple of these characters and give them either their own show or, and with the audience rating that it has, I mean, it's pretty well liked. So I wonder, if you could spin a couple of these characters off.
But it's not just the Rotten Tomatoes aggregate numbers, because as we have been made aware countless times in school, this is not show friends. This is show business.
Exactly. No, yeah, of course.
And I just want to segue quick to the box office.
Yep.
Eternals, debuting this weekend, grossed $71 million.
That's pretty good.
4,090 screens.
That's a lot of screens.
That's a lot of screens. And $71 million. So that's big. Now, that's still about 19 or 20 million less than what Venom premiered at. Venom pulled in $90 million.
Don't underestimate Venom, ever.
And speaking of Venom is in number 4 place, and has currently, it's been in theaters for 6 weeks. Venom: Let There Be Carnage has made $197,007,635, and the critics hated that one too. So I mean, you got people saying it's an objectively bad film. I'm like, well, it's a profitable film, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yes, that is, in terms of continuing the business of movie making. Yes, that's what matters.
And people keeping their jobs.
Exactly, people keeping their jobs, but also too, I mean, if movies don't make money, then movies don't get made. Then we don't have movies anymore, and people lose their jobs, obviously, stuff like that. All right, so if I was to answer the question, this or Shang-Chi, I liked this. I liked this way better than Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was good. I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. It was a fun time, but this is so much better, in my opinion.
Interesting.
For me and my taste. Like, I think you would really like this movie. I think you would have some issues, but I think overall you'd be like, yeah, that was, I think you would. I think you'd be like, yeah, that was a really good movie.
Okay.
Because it's not just like the characters, like there's actual characters here. And there have been many times.
And I like that.
Exactly. There have been many times in the Marvel, especially if we talk, all right, if we swing it over to my boy Spider-Man, I feel like my boy Spider-Man has kind of been not handled so well in the MCU. I think Tom Holland's a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man, but I feel like he hasn't been able to grow. And maybe, who knows, and after this movie, when he gets his butt kicked by 6, 7, 8 villains, then he'll grow up, or who knows what the plan is. But
so you think the home series hasn't done him justice?
Not really. In terms, I mean, it was fine for Homecoming. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you're introducing us. He's brand new, blah, blah, blah. But, like, after, I guess their take is like, oh, no, we get 3. They're just playing the long game, probably. We get 3 movies of super young, naive Spider-Man. And then he'll, like, after this one where he gets his absolute butt kicked, then he'll grow into the I just, like, that's... You know what I'm saying? Even his relationships, you know, like, no spoiler. Well, this isn't really a spoiler, but this is kind of a spoiler, but not really. We get
maybe they had no choice though. Maybe they had no choice but to keep him on the sidelines like that.
Oh, you think because of Sony?
Yeah, maybe Sony was like, don't get him too involved in shit.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, true. They probably, and they do. They seem like we talked about this last episode. They seem like they got their own plans. They're going to be doing their own thing. But it would be nice to just kind of mature him a little bit. For instance, we get our first sex scene in this movie.
Really?
Yes. And
that's not going to go down with some people.
No, and it's not like short. I mean, it's not long. I was like, it popped up on the screen. It popped on the screen, and I was like, oh, how are they? I was like, and then it kept going a little long, not like long, but I'm like, oh man, I wonder like how far are they going to push this? And it
oh wow,
it went. They extended a few shots. They weren't afraid to do that. So I was like, wow.
10 minutes later.
Exactly, but I appreciated that, and I was like, all right, cool. Like I think this is Marvel hearing the criticisms of their movies and showing, and maybe again, it can't apply for every character. I don't expect Spider-Man to get it on with MJ in the next movie, so it's not going to apply to everybody. But I think it was Marvel showing everybody like, yeah, no, like we hear your criticisms and we are capable of pushing it further.
See, that's interesting. Because these have been seen as family films, right? And the parent company is a family company, you know, and that's interesting because I wonder what the pushback is going to be, not just from audience members, but and here I am, business hat, producer hat. You know, shareholders.
Yeah.
And they might be like, never again.
Yeah.
They could do that. They could be like,
what?
Disney is supposed to have wholesome family entertainment.
Yep.
You know, but then at the same time, you know, because that was the concern for the Fox franchises. How is Disney going to handle Alien? How is Disney going to handle Predator? And all of that. Deadpool. How is Disney going to follow? Handle Deadpool after what we've seen, you know, in the last 2 movies. So, you know, that's interesting.
It'd be very interesting to see after the weekend how many subscribers to Disney Plus did they lose? What is their stock? You know,
and from what I've read, Bob Chapek is a numbers guy. Like he is straight business.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's looking at the numbers, if he's looking at the metrics and the metrics aren't adding up to profit, right?
Yeah.
Or to a downward trend, he's going to correct that situation. And I've said this in previous episodes all the time, and I'll continue to say it because, you know, I feel like, you know, people still, you know, need to be aware of this. Yeah. We're artists, right? We're writers, we're designers, we're editors, producers, directors. We're artists. We want to tell a story and create worlds and have some type of emotional soul and body to this stuff, and tell that to other people, and share it with people, right? And that's good. That's beautiful. But in the business of everything, especially once you start getting into the tens of millions, the hundreds of millions, the billions of dollars, and then the amount of people who have extreme amounts of money tied into this stuff, and then and all the way down to, like with, the IATSE stuff, what are people paying and compensating the people who are actually working on these films to make them happen? How are they being treated? How are they getting paid? How are they being compensated compared to everyone else above the line? When you get an actor who can make $20 million off of one movie, and that's not counting the back end percentage point systems off of merchandising and distribution and all of that and streaming stuff, and then someone else is like, they just made, they made their 50,000 and it's on to the next job.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is like, oh no, I'm flying to Monaco, baby. When everyone else is still trying to make ends meet. So I don't know. It's just stuff to be aware of. If this might be a great movie, but if it becomes like this harbinger of a downward trend, I can see someone like Bob Chapek being like, we're not doing this again.
Well,
go back to what works.
Right. I'm assuming this was greenlit under Bob Iger, I would assume. They were they were working on that, with him. So yeah, this is still Bob Iger led stuff, and I wonder, you're right, that we could, who knows what Chapek is going to want in the future.
Because look at the change in direction in Star Wars, right?
Yep.
Another Disney property.
Yep.
Where even though the sequel trilogy was profitable, I would argue it was not as profitable as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the derivative properties from that, other than like the Favreau Filoni stuff, hasn't done very well, right?
Yep.
Before the pandemic, the Star Wars Land was not well received, and this was even before people, before they shut down the parks. So imagine how much money they put into building that in both parks.
Yeah.
And then nobody goes to spend money in there.
Yeah.
That becomes a problem. No one buys the toys. No one buys the merchandise, the clothing, the posters, or anything like that. They're like, we're not making the money that we thought we were going to be making. So what happens? We were supposed to get a Rian Johnson trilogy of films, right?
That was thinking.
That was 5 years ago. They talked about that 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's like, where is it? He's filming his Agatha Christie movies.
Yeah. So I don't know. We got the first Spider-Man No Way Home poster. It just dropped. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, you know what else we got? We got a downvote.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
We got a downvote.
We got a downvote.
Our troll is back. Ain't that something?
Well, we converted the troll last time. They took their downvote away in the last episode. All right, I got it.
Maybe they're just in a bad mood.
I got it here. I'm going to pull it up. Pulling it up.
Eternals.
But yeah, that was my review on the Eternals. We'll move on from there. But I recommend it. Go see the movie, guys. It's totally worth it. It's definitely a different Marvel movie than you've ever seen before. It's more on the drama side, but it's a welcomed it's a welcome change for Marvel, and I hope that obviously going forward with X-Men. Now there are no hints to X-Men. When I say X-Men and when I say Fantastic Four, there are no hints to these characters. I just like the dynamic of this family unit, and I want them to apply what they did here, to those characters. That's all I'm saying when I say that. Don't read into it and be like, oh, X-Men. No, we have not gotten any X-Men yet. Unfortunately. Who knows when that's coming, man? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I just hope when they do it, just do it right. That's all I ask for.
They gotta do it right.
Do it right.
All right, so we're gonna make this.
Don't go postmodern.
This poster is gonna be big time on the screen. 3, 2, 1. Whoop. There we go. There it is, right there.
Ooh.
There it is, right there. Now, obviously, we see a bunch of stuff going down here.
Yes, we do. I see Doc Ock tentacles.
Doc Ock.
I see
tentacles.
Lightning bolts. I see what could be a sandstorm. Are those glowy things pumpkin bombs? I can't tell.
I see Mr. Goblin himself back there.
Oh, is he up there?
Yeah,
it's small for me on the screen,
oh,
so
yeah.
I can't.
I
thought that was a cloud or something.
Let's see if we can zoom in here.
Is he like up there on the right?
Yeah, let's see here.
Interesting. Oh, there he is. There's no denying it now.
Yeah,
This is an official poster.
Yes, this is official. It just dropped.
Wow. Well, there you go. And he's wearing the Iron Spider suit.
Yep, he's got the Iron Spider suit. Yep. Very excited. Drop a like for the Spider-Man poster that just dropped while we were live. Very cool. What's it got at the bottom here? All
right, so Green Goblin.
What's he standing on? I don't know.
Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman. Who else? Is that it? And that's the
you said Lizard?
ubiquitous. I didn't say Lizard. Is there Lizard in here too?
I think Lizard's in here too, yeah.
What?
From what I've heard.
I don't see
I don't see Lizard in here, but
yeah, I don't see it.
I keep making things very exciting. Oh boy.
No, this is cool.
Yeah. Yes. Alicia brings up a good point. She's like, "Oh, we got Goblin officially." It's like, "Oh,
yeah."
Oh, but we've known about Goblin. If you just look, I know Goblin's been official for a while. So, very exciting. But
there are a couple other characters who aren't official yet.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I'm excited. I think definitely going to get a second trailer with Ghostbusters for sure. I mean, okay, I guess you can't really that's my prediction. I guess you don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, that's when we'd get the next trailer.
That's a good guess because you're talking about a Sony property.
Yeah.
And Ghostbusters Afterlife is the next biggest of their properties to come out before Spider-Man.
Yep.
So,
that would make sense.
That makes sense. That's logic.
Yeah, if you're ever trying to figure out when a trailer, if you're so inclined and if you're nerdy enough and if you even care, because it seems like nobody cares about trailers except for Tyler. No, I'm just kidding. It seems like, I don't know. I'm always rowing in my boat alone, waiting for trailers to drop. might be a little bit more excited than most people. Most people probably just trailers. I used to like trailers a lot.
Yeah. I used to like trailers a lot. But then bad trailers spoiled it for me.
Oh.
And I think I've talked about this before. When trailers spoil major plot points in a film, I absolutely hate that.
Yeah.
And like for a while, I didn't watch any trailers because of that. You know, if it wasn't for it's an objectively bad film regardless, but if it wasn't for there's I think 1 or 2 trailers for Terminator Genesis, I would have gone to the theaters to check it out.
Yeah,
because Terminator is one of my favorite franchises. And I remember going to the drive-in to watch up north to watch Terminator 2, you know, back in the day when it came out, you know, and that's a good memory. But I would love to have gone to see it, but then I'm watching the trailer, and then, you know, the whole thing with John Connor is like right there, and I'm like,
yeah,
you should have saved that for the film, you know. And I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Why do I want to watch that? Why the fuck do I want to watch that?
Yeah, why do
I didn't watch it.
No,
I didn't watch it.
Dude, there are so many movies that just do that. Or they're just ungodly long, where it's like, oh, your trailer's almost 3 minutes long. It doesn't have to be 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Why did you approve a 3 minute long cut of this trailer?
Unless the film is like 3 hours long and they need 3 minutes just to set something up,
I guess.
Okay. But I've seen some films, they do like the first 5 or 10 minutes. I think Star Trek Into Darkness did that. I remember going to the theater. I forgot what movie it was, but they did, instead of like a full-on trailer, they basically showed the first 10 minutes of Star Trek Into Darkness in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like Star Trek Into Darkness this summer, you know. I'm like, we just saw 10 minutes of the movie. That's it. You know, I'm like sitting there like, are we watching the whole thing? I mean,
10 minutes is a long time.
It is a long time.
That's a long time for the movie, for sure. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
But yeah, so moving on, obviously we can, we talk about trailers and Spider-Man forever, but moving on to the movies that are coming out in the next month or two and what we're excited. Obviously, Spider-Man we're excited for. Let's not kid ourselves. But there are other movies that I cannot wait to see that I'm very excited about.
There is only one movie this month.
Really?
That I am excited. I can say I'm thoroughly excited to see. There might be other films that I'm interested, but there's only one where I'm like, this, I've been waiting 30 years for this. And that is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah.
That's it. I have waited since 1989 for a proper sequel, and it's finally here. So I can't wait. I will be in the theater. I might even break my Raisinette routine and get a large popcorn and just feed my face while, I don't know if they're going to play it or not in the beginning, but Ray Parker Jr. better be playing in that movie. That's all I got to say. I got to hear it. I got to see it.
I'm sure it will be in there somehow.
I got to hear those proton packs powering up. I got to hear them throwing those proton beams. Ooh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
That's gonna be an event. Now, if you get AMC A-List, again, AMC, if you want to sponsor us, for sure. We passed 200 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? We're growing. Come on, AMC. We're only gonna grow here on the show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I don't think that they won't see us until we get 2 or 3 more zeros after the 200.
Exactly. But yeah, if you get AMC A-List right now, only 99 cents, you can go see the movie 3 times in 1 week. Which you better believe I'm going to be going to see Spiderman. I'm going to go see that movie 3 times for sure in the same week.
I think
Some
the
people
last
may think
movie
that's crazy, but it's not.
The last movie I saw multiple times at the theater, multiple times, was Rogue One. I think I saw Rogue One 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And that was it.
Have I ever shown this before?
What is that? I can't.
That's the ticket for Harry Potter.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I see it. November 22nd, 2001. Wow.
It's pretty incredible right there. It's the first time.
That is incredible.
You got the Carasodas. This theater doesn't even exist anymore. And you got the old Pepsi on the back.
Look at that.
$3. Look at that.
back in the day.
$3.
20 years ago.
Oh my goodness. 20
Hell,
years
I think
ago.
gas was only like $1.50 a gallon 20 years ago.
It's crazy.
Right?
The time was 4:54 p.m.
But yeah, I mean, other than Ghostbusters, there's
so
a
good.
Tom Hanks. There's a Tom Hanks film coming out called Finch. Looks like
that's on Apple, right?
I think so. It's post-apocalyptic sci-fi. So I mean that's in my wheelhouse. So, you know, I'm interested.
Do you have Apple?
I do not have Apple TV. So I need to figure out how, if I am going to watch it, I'll have to figure out how I'm going to watch that. I am not buying Apple TV just for the fact to watch one movie. That's just not going to happen. So, you know, Red Notice, that came out this weekend too. Yeah, I think that's on Netflix, right? With The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal
Gadot. Yep. The Harder They Fall is also on Netflix, which looks really good. I've heard really good things about that, and it looks awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's a Western, right?
It's a Western about the black cowboys during the time. All of them are actual real life real life people that they play. So it's not fiction. It's totally it's based off of real people.
True people.
Yep. So that's super cool. And that cast is stacked. They have so many great actors in that movie. What else we got? Eternals, obviously. Spencer, like I said, I was going to go see Spencer today, but I had to work on some projects and it just didn't have the time. I had to go clean the other house and all sorts of other stuff. So didn't have time to see that, which is unfortunate, but I will get there. I also, like I said last week, I'm watching Cowboy Bebop, and I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to watch or review each episode, or if I'm going to I don't know. I need to figure out what I'm going to do first before I continue. I'm only an episode in, but then we have, what else do we have? Clifford the Big Red Dog, which I'm not going to see. Well,
I'm not going to see that. No.
Now, okay, November 11th is the Rocky vs. Drago. Rocky 4.
Oh.
Director's cut, which I will go see that because I've never seen Rocky in the movie theater, dude. Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, neither have I. Now I'm talking like the original 5 movies. I'm not talking about like, you know, Rocky Balboa and or the Creed films. I'm talking Rocky to Rocky 5. Never. I remember seeing the trailers for Rocky 5. But I was just too young for the other 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was too young for Rocky V. It was just, the whole violence thing. So I remember seeing that.
Wait, is there a difference? It says it says on November 11th, Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago in theaters. And then November 17th, where is it at? Yeah. And then November 12th, Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago, the Ultimate Director's Cut. Is there a difference?
Are they showing the original movie before they're showing the new cut?
Rocky vs. Drago, the Ultimate Director's Cut, is only video on demand.
Okay.
Not theaters. So I'm confused.
Oh.
I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. November 19th is obviously Ghostbusters. There is where is it? November 12th, Tick Tick Boom, which is the new Andrew Garfield movie about the playwright the guy who wrote Rent. It chronicles his journey of writing the play, which it looks really good. So definitely want to check that film out. The Home Sweet Home Alone reboot on Disney Plus. If anybody cares to see that,
no,
go for it. I would just, it's holiday season. I would just watch Home Alone again.
Watch Home Alone. Watch A Christmas Story. Watch Ernest Saves Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Watch Nightmare Before Christmas. Just don't watch Christmas Vacation. Don't
watch the Franken Bass.
the Rankin Bass Rudolph.
Rankin Bass. Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah. So Ghostbusters Afterlife obviously is the 19th. King Richard, which is the Vanessa and Serena Williams movie, which looks really pretty good. Very excited. Wonder if Will Smith's going to get nominated for an Oscar with that one.
Venus Williams. You said Vanessa Williams.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
A completely different person. No, it's all right, dude. You know how many mistakes I've made in the last show?
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. There's a movie coming out November 19th called Bad Luck Banging or Loony Porn.
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
I don't know. This stream's probably gonna get shut down because I said that, but
that doesn't sound legit.
So who knows? Oh, and then let's see. Anything else we got going on here? Encanto. I don't know. I think that's how you say it. Encanto. I don't.
No, that's an animated film, right?
It's the new Pixar movie, I think. There was a trailer for that. This is the first time I saw the trailer for that during Eternals. That actually looks really good. I'm excited. There are obviously hints of Moana and, it's hints of Coco. And definitely if you took Moana and if you took Coco and you smash them together, that would be this movie. No joke, that's this movie, but it looked fun. If you have children, which I know people that have kids, so then
they may watch it.
Yeah,
it's not for me.
Definitely go watch it. I probably won't. I'm not going to go see it in a theater, but I'll watch it at some point, probably at home. November 24th, we got House of Gucci, which is
that looks interesting.
Yeah, excited about that. That's Lady Gaga and our boy Adam Driver and all sorts. I'm excited for that one too.
There's a lot of people. Jared Leto's in it. Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Al Pacino's in it too.
Yes. Then Christian's favorite Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
See, I got a bad feeling about that movie.
Oh yeah, I do too. No hope. No hope for that.
No hope.
No hope.
Abandon all hope.
So that's pretty much. I mean, that's all I'm looking forward to in November.
Yeah, I already moved. I'm like looking at December now because I'm just like, yeah, for me is it's Ghostbusters and that's it. Now December, that's the month.
What do we got?
That's where
what do we got in December?
We get Nightmare Alley.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I want to see another trailer before well, screw it. I got the AMC thing. I'm probably gonna go see it. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
Yeah, we got Nightmare Alley. We got Sing 2, so another animated thing.
I liked Sing. I liked the first one.
But see, those are films that you need to go with like a group of people.
Yes. I didn't.
I didn't. Yeah.
To be fair, when Sing came out, I had little cousins. I did not go see Sing in the theater. I saw Sing at home.
West Side Story.
Oh yeah,
that's coming out in December.
Which that looked fantastic on the big screen, dude. That was on the IMAX. Seeing that on the IMAX screen, that trailer, that was incredible. It's great.
All right,
looks great.
And then we've got Tyler's Ghostbusters Afterlife, Spiderman No Way Home.
Come on. Oh. I really hope it doesn't suck.
And then we've got something that I had no idea was a thing until about a month and a half ago.
Matrix?
And that's the Matrix 4.
Matrix.
Yeah. Matrix. No clue. I had no idea.
That's
so
crazy.
I was pleasantly surprised when that trailer dropped.
And you got lucky because it's so close.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have to wait for a year or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for X amount of years or whatever. That's another one that's going to be like a definite. I'm going to the movie theaters. And then we get the Kingsman. So we get a prequel.
Yeah. I was excited for the movie when it was supposed to come out like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. That movie was been pushed back for so long. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a movie that's been pushed back so much, I don't even care about it anymore. Freaking Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That was supposed to come out last year, and now it's not going to come out until next year?
Yeah.
If that. So.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, that's the upcoming stuff for the rest of the year.
It's pretty stacked year. What do you think so far about the year's movies? It's kind of been obviously, given what last year was, it's kind of, it's kind of an irregular movie year this year for sure. But
there have been some gems. The whole like direct to streaming strategy has been very interesting, especially like early on in the year where they started doing that. And then, I mean, I wish that, I hate saying it, but I wish Tenet was delayed until the fall. I really do.
Until this fall?
Yeah.
Well, why do you say that?
I mean, I think they God, I don't want to say they screwed up, but I think it was a bad call to release it out into theaters in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was a bad move. I get, like, HBO Max did the streaming thing. It should. I think that something as big as that, it should have waited until this year. Because, I mean, we just talked about Top Gun 2. So I'm not equating Top Gun 2 to Tenet, but when you've got, I mean, there's a lot of money tied up in Top Gun 2. Mm-hmm. And you've got star power. And I mean, Tom Cruise, that's all I have to say. and then you've got a known franchise, Top Gun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the last movie came out in 1986, for crying out loud. So that's big. And when they announced it in that first trailer, people were psyched, but they've pushed it. And I think they should have pushed Tenet. And I think Tenet would have performed a magnitude better
for sure
than it did at the theaters. And I wish they just waited until this fall to do it.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you.
Because if Venom, what was it? Not Venom. Okay, so Venom did 90 million opening. No Time to Die, I think, did 70 something. If I remember when it opened.
Yeah.
I think Tenet could have done 70, 80, maybe even 90 million.
I don't know about
just because it's Christopher Nolan.
Well, true.
And if they waited until people got vaccinated and when everything started to open up.
You're banging the table.
Oh.
A little. It's fine if you do the tap, but sometimes it's yes. But yeah, keep going.
I'm getting emotional here. I'm a Christopher Nolan fan, but sorry about that.
It's okay.
But no, I feel like a Christopher Nolan movie like that could have. I mean, I think it could have done at least 70 million tops. I think it could have done as much as as No Time to Die could.
For sure, I could see 82. I could definitely see 80. Alicia in the chat says that I have A-list, so I can go see Encanto for free. Well, not by myself. I can't take that. I just can't do that.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
It looks like it looks like a good movie, a beautiful animation and a nice, fun story for kids. But for me, it's like, I don't discriminate. If a story is good, I'm gonna watch it. It doesn't matter, if it's made by Pixar or if it's made by Fox or if it's made by Disney or if it's made by whatever. Like, if the story's good, I'm gonna watch the movie.
You just need to be mindful of how you see it.
Exactly. Yeah. You just gotta be mindful. Now, it depends. But it's a little different, right? When they released Toy Story 3, and I was an 18-year-old man. Yeah, I went and saw that.
Well, that's fine, Tyler. If you're 18 years old and you're watching Toy Story 3, that's fine.
Yes.
But if you're going to get a 39-year-old guy walking into a theater all by himself, plopping down into a seat in an audience filled with families and children,
to sing,
and it's like
to sing too.
We're gonna see Sing 2. My favorite character is, that's where Shannon gets profiled. And Shannon doesn't want to get profiled.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
No.
You want to avoid that.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to avoid that. You just
don't go.
You just don't go to the theater.
You just don't go.
No one's going to judge you if you want to rent it and watch it at home. Sure.
Or you go with friends, or if you have a family, you go with your family.
Yes. Find some family to go with. Find or a friend that has a child. Sure.
Yeah.
But no, very, very.
But bring the friend and the child. Don't bring the friend's child.
Oh yeah, no, very of course not. Oh my goodness, we are. this. Where is Christian? Christian, save us. He's watching.
Speaking of Top Gun, we're spinning out of control.
Oh, I'm sure Christian's watching this, going, "Holy crap, these guys have." He's like, "I'm not."
Talk to me, Goose.
He's like, "I'm not coming back on next week's show. Forget
Talk
that."
to me, Goose.
No, but what time is it now? It's so yeah. So we've been going for about an hour. I did want to talk about kind of a little bit of the future of this channel. What I'm excited about doing is starting a new series called the Rewatch series, which is something that I kind of, I may have taken from another channel, but that's okay. Because I did. I'm not gonna act like, ooh, I came up with it. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I think it's gonna be interesting to kind of maybe do this and be able to revisit some films and revisit some things that we've seen before and we can talk about. So we're gonna start the Rewatch series with Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man from 2002, in honor of Spider-Man No Way Home coming out. So what we're going to do, we're recording it on Tuesday, and then it'll go up. It's a pre-recorded thing that the three of us will record. We've watched the movie, right? Or we'll have watched the movie or whatever, and then we'll come together and we'll talk about and give our thoughts about the movie. Now, I'm not considering it a review of the film, even though it kind of is, but it's just kind of more like, oh, we haven't seen it in a while. Maybe for some of them. I don't know. When was the last time you watched it?
2002 Spider-Man. It's been a minute.
Good. See, this is why I like, and the experiment is cool because I probably watch it. Ooh, I don't know if I should say how much I watch that thing.
You're like, I saw it 6 hours ago.
I've definitely, okay, no joke. I've definitely put it on the TV less than 48 hours ago, for sure. But that's because we're getting in the Spider-Man spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff gets thrown up. Same thing with Star Wars. If like when Boba Fett's about to come out, like you better believe Empire is going to be thrown on the TV. Like that's just how it goes. When we get into our seasons, you know what I'm saying? We start to watch the stuff. So either way, I definitely watched a ton, even when it's not Spider-Man time, even though it seems like it's always Spider-Man time because there's a trailer or a picture or something up. But either way. So yeah, and I don't know how, I'm sure it's been a long time for Christian too. So what'll be cool is we'll come together and we'll just give our thoughts on the film more as it's hard to describe. I don't consider it a review. It's more of like, how does the film hold up over time? You know, what was it?
It's a conversation.
Right.
It's a discussion.
It's a discussion. It's more about like, what was it like when you saw it for the first time? And like, where were you in your life? Blah, 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 blah. If you want to disclose that stuff, you know, it doesn't have to be like crazy deep, but there are, you know, we all have stories centered around this movie. And I think it'd be really cool to explore that, talk about the performances, and then maybe speculate a little bit what we want to see in No Way Home, and maybe what can translate over and what can't. Who knows? It's more of a discussion about the movie as a whole. And we'll try to do it. We probably won't get all the way through all of the Spider-Man movies up until No Way Home. We might get to Spider-Man 3 or something. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But it's a series that I would like to continue with other movies too as well. And then we will have
Ghostbusters.
Yes, yeah, we could do Spider-Man and then just go straight to Ghostbusters. That's cool. We don't need to do Spider-Man 2. That's fine. We'll go right to Ghostbusters. Cuz it'll be about that time. But anyways, I would love to continue the series, but we also have we want to do commentaries so that when we can watch the movie together, and then you can watch it with us. You press play, you'll be able to watch the movies with us. We also have that in the works. Still got to figure out how we're going to do that the most effective way, but we are working on that as well. Also included in that, I am making more filmmaking centered content. So I have a breakdown of the cinematography of The Prisoner of Azkaban on this channel. You can go look for that down. Scroll back. We don't have a ton of videos on this channel, so you can scroll back a few scrolls and you could find that video. So I definitely want to get more videos like that on the channel. I would love to have these guys included in more of those filmmaking centered videos where we kind of break down what a producer does, and you know what I'm saying? Teach filmmaking on this channel more than we have right now. We're movie news, but as time goes on, I want to add more stuff like that. So be on the lookout. So if you're interested in filmmaking and learning how to be a filmmaker, I do think having Shannon on to bring his producer hat and to bring his perspective, I think teaches you a little bit more about the business and the industry. That's also something you can gain by joining this community and hitting that subscribe button. So I just, I'm just here because I just love to talk movies and I love to make movies. I know we've also talked about it in the past, not in the recent past. We might be making some stuff together too, the three of us. So I'm excited. I've always wanted, whether it's a short film that lives on the channel, or we might actually, I believe, I'm gonna toot my horn a little bit here, but I think the three of us could make something really cool. That could definitely go to festivals and we could be winning some festivals and some awards, and that might be the route we go down. And that would be cool to give you some behind the scenes look into that whole process too. So who knows? Lots of stuff in my mind. Lots of stuff going on. I'm excited. But yeah, be on the lookout.
I'm speechless.
Be on the lookout for the Spider-Man rewatch. We're going to be filming it on Tuesday. It'll probably be up the next day after that. I'm not really going to edit it too much. It's going to be a straight discussion, and then it'll just be up, I think. Unless these guys come to me and they're like, cut that out. I don't want that in there. Then obviously we're going to be cutting that out, and you guys will never know. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I think that's going to be our show for tonight. I know I got some stuff I got to get done. Shannon also does too, so I don't want to take up too much time.
That I do.
So with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining this Sunday's episode of The Rendered Image, where we talked about Eternals, and we got to see the new Spider-Man poster, and we got to talk about all the movies coming in the next couple months. So very excited.
Tight.
Thank you so much. We will see you guys next Thursday. Christian will be back on that show next Thursday, hopefully, I would assume. So take care, guys.
All right. See you guys. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.